Vena called, stay away from son. Don't involve yourself in our family. I don't want him to be associated with unnatural people like you. Taehyung paused for a moment. The violin fell into his head. He had always known that Vena and his mother Jeon were once close friends. That's why they had planned to for Jungkook and Hani to marry. If Vena was aware of that, then she must know about his ability to give birth as well. The Khan is making this unusual proportion give birth to the grandson. So you destroy what you made, and last night maybe it was the place it was Nakas was heading. Vena faced an unedited with fury. She had obviously come to press him, but the moment she saw his face so much like his mother, her anger looked over. She tugged into her handing in the checkbook. Vena falling over the forward. Leave my son and give us our grandson. Taehyung took a cheek and glanced at it. Taekook, madam, it's quite dangerous. $100 million. I didn't realize I was this cheap. Vena hand clenched his fist. Taehyung shaking his head. My yearly income from my business and investment is at least 10 billion. What should I do with this tiny amount? Buy some clothes. Vinaigrette Mistri, then I will see you in the court. I will assure you for the selfish inflammation and thief. Taehyung let out a genuine laugh, leaning back to his chair. Taehyung, please sue me. Do you have proof that I did anything wrong? Who am I? The word know me as the head of Kim group of companies. Who will believe you? It will be your word against mine. Vena is darkened, but instead of getting flattered, the silly laugh. Vena smirking. You really are a young child. Sometimes her tones made things smirk. Later, a brief second, there was something there, a hidden emotion. Taehyung nervous his eye. Did you have a grudge against my parents? He was her reaction. Taehyung suspicious even since their passing. I don't recall your ever visit. Could it be? He withdrew off his smirk, returning in a snap to his face. Nonsense, I was there. Your sister greeted me at the funeral. She stood up, properly gave her bell. Vena family, take the money and leave my son alone. She turned to leave but stopped in her track. A strong bold finger stood in the doorway, crossed arms. Jungkook was burning with anger as he stepped forward, his voice cold and cutting. Jungkook, Mom, I thought I grew up watching you as a woman of grace. When did you report to this cheap trick to pull us apart? Vena swallowed hard, her confidence shaken. Jungkook arrived just in time. The moment he stepped into the office, he had already everything. His mother, the woman he had respected all his life, was now offering money to separate him from Taehyung. Jungkook coldly despaired. Mom, how could you? Eagerly he had received an internal report from something about the feeling he had seen of, but before he could finally examine it, he called him in urgency. His mother was at Taehyung office now, standing there, hindering her approval. He felt nothing but disappointment and frustration. Vena face turned to pale as she meant her son pressing engaged. Vena streaming desperation. I see struggle to find an excuse. He turned to glance, his voice sharp and unwavering. Jungkook, take Madam home, and I don't let her leave again. Glenn immediately take a step forward, motioning towards Vena. Get family yet respectfully. Madam, please. Vena had clenched in his feet. She turned and showed one last cruel glare at Taehyung, her pride wonderful with a loud step on her foot. She stormed out of the office as soon as Vena arrived at the jeon mansion. They followed throughout the Jungkook orders. With a loud click, the mansion door were clicking from the inside. When felt a wave of unseen was over her. Something was wrong. Panic rushed out as she ran upstairs, holding straight from Milton's storm. The moment she pushed opened the door, her eyes widened in horror. Milton was gone. His clothes, personal belongings, everything vanished. Her chest tightened. Vena whispering, trembling, "No, this can't be." Her body frozen for a moment, and the rage exploded inside her with wild eyes. She grabbed the nearest vase and hurled it against the wall. The sound of the shattering glass throughout the room. She snatches a star vase, threw it, nested in a lamp at the curtain, sculpted anything which reached. Vena screaming in fury, "How dare they do this to me?" He breathing with heavy, her chest rising and falling rapidly. Minutes passed. The storm of her rage slowly struggling behind only a cold spread of fear. With shaking hands, she grabbed her phone and dialed a number. The moment the line connected, she didn't wait for regretting. Vena hysterically was screaming, "I can't control him anymore. He is locked me in. He even took Milton away. What should I do?" Her shouted ego thought in empathy mentioned, but the voice of the other end was calming and chilling. "Man on the phone, stay there and be obedient. If you act reckless, they'll be find out everything." "Alice." It At the sound of that name, Vena's body went ringing. Her grip tightened around the phone. Her breath hit Alice. She hadn't heard that name in years. She had burning in deep, along with the life she left behind. So was no longer Alice. She was Madame Vena Jeon. But this man, the only one who knew her dark past, was reminding her of who she really was. Vena whispering, shaking, "Don't call me that." The man ignored her, pale man on the phone, mocking, "And what should I? That's who you are, isn't it?" Vena closed her eyes, tightly forcing herself to regain control. Vena pressing forward, video voice desperating. What about her? She didn't need to say a name. She already knew who he loved, who he had always loved. Man on the phone, family. She is not your concern. You already know that I love her from the beginning. If not from your help 10 years ago, I wouldn't have her now. I only help you because of her. Vena had trembled all these years. She had thought this man was her ally, but now she should hear it. His voice, his loyalty was never truly hers. He was only using her. Vena angry voice rising, "You not going to help me now?" The man tone sharper, growing cold and final. Man on the phone, "Alice, are you losing your mind? I really help you, Gion, and you and by your side. This what is power. You build your own connection. Now use them." Vena felt her stomach drop, but she was not done yet. Vena whispering harshly, "Milton's son is investing, even Gizwan and Milton's child, and I heard they found CCTV footage. A different man was driving and drunk before the accident." She paused, letting the weight of her words sink in, and then she dealt her final blow. Vena was directly, "For if you go down, you are going down with me." There was no long silence on the other end of the line. They finally her voice come out from calm, infinitely chilling Fred. "Come that may," and then click. The line was dead. Vena started at her phone, her hands shaking with rage and fear. With one final scream, she threw her phone against the wall, watching it shatter into pieces. Her chest, leaving her vision blurred. The ones they lived, Jeon mentioned, the place she had rolled over for years had become her prison. Jungkook let out a deep sigh and wrapped his arms and tightened around Taehyung. Jungkook softly concerned, Did she say anything else?" Taehyung looked at him with a small smile. "Nothing." How dark and glowing his expression was telling teachingly, I thought you heard everything. Why are you even here? And don't you have work to do? Jungkook rubbed his temple, looking tired. Jungkook, I was in the middle of discussing the case with Agent when Glenn called me about mom's visit. I left in a hurry. Taehyung wiggled out of Jungkook arm, leaning against his chest. Taehyung cursed, oh, so it's about the investigation. Jungkook nodded, his face turning serious. Jungkook, yes, it seems like my mother has a bigger role in my father's poisoning than we thought was. She might be the mastermind. Taehyung called the chill running down his spine. Taehyung confused, but why? Your mother always seems to love your father. I remember seeing them together when they visit our home. They treated each other well. Jungkook let out a heavy breath. His eyes darkened with memory. Jungkook, she changed after she was kidnapped 10 years ago. Ever since then, something about her felt different. Just then, Jungkook found deep, nudging him lightly, gently. It might be important. Check it. Jungkook unlocked his phone and wiped out the notification. A voice feel pop up on the screen. It was a recording from their house hidden surveillance camera. Once he had even nowhere installed, Yoongi had sent it to him. His expression hardened as he pressed on. Taehyung moved closer, watching along him. The footage showed Vena throwing things in a pit of flame, but then sent chill down their spine. Was their conversation she had on the phone. A deep male voice spoke first. Man on the phone, Alice, are you mad? I already helped you. Element and then you had Milton by your side, including his well for 10 years. You built your own connection and then now Taehyung frozen, his face turned complete pale. To an enemy his parents, Vena was behind their death. Taehyung felt his throat. Good try. His expression. He turned to Jungkook, his lip parted in shock, but no words came out. His mind was spinning. Taehyung said, whispering, what did I just heard? Jungkook just tightened his grip on the phone, clutching. Then another voice came from the recording. Vena frustrated spirit, but Milton's son is not investing even in Milton's son, and I heard they found footage of a different man driving the truck before the accident. There was a pause and then her final warning. Vena hesitated. Fred, if I go down, you are going down with me. Taehyung had trembled. His parents' death was not an accident. Vena, jeon, Jungkook's mother, was behind it. Jungkook exclaimed sharply and turned to Taehyung. His voice was firm and filled with a quiet ring. Jungkook pulled up and footage now. Taehyung nodded quickly, still in shock. With shaky hand, he grabbed his laptop, opened his security file and showed it to Taehyung. So it to Jungkook. The moment the video played, all the missing pieces started coming together. Jungkook was darkened, his feet clenching on his lip. He stood up properly, grabbing Taehyung's hand. Jungkook didn't urge, let's go meet Dad. I had too many questions before Taehyung could even process what was happening. Jungkook gently but firmly pulling him along, heading straight for the parking lot. The car ride was tense. Taehyung gripped the edge of the seat, his mind racing with thoughts. Finally, he turned to Jungkook, his voice breaking slightly. Taehyung sharply rushed. Baby, is this real? Your mother really connected to my parent? That was she the mastermind? She had heard it himself, but his mind refused to accept it. It felt like his brain was struggling to make sense of everything. Taehyung whispered desperately, why would she do that? Our families were so close. I remember how our parents used to talk about their friendship from their University Day, Jungkook gave the stick while cutting his tongue wide. She shook his head wisely and failed. Look frowned. Jungkook mostly likely see not my mother. Taehyung had snapped towards him, eyes wide and Taehyung shocked. What? Jungkook exclaimed deeply and keeping his eyes on the road. Jungkook, I was too busy back then. I failed to notice the change, but after she was kidnapped 10 years ago, she was different. She was the same woman who raised me. Taehyung could barely breathe. This was too much. Everything he thought we knew was a lie. Taehyung whispered this. Then, before he could finish, Jungkook reached out and held his hand, giving in a reassuring squeezing. His voice softened but determined. His voice never wavered. Jungkook, no matter what happened, I'll help you get justice for your parent. Taehyung felt tears stinging his eyes, but he quickly blinked them away. He noticed Jungkook's hand blank. Jungkook focused back to driving his mindset on the truth. Soon they would arrive at one of the most pristine new and they only find the answer they needed. Jungkook shook his key card and the door unlocked with a soft beep. As soon as they stepped inside, Jungkook noticed the warm feeling that place. The bedroom plan was standing attractively, matching Dr. Minho carefully installed several thin needles into Milton's body. At the center of the room, a large wooden, barely emitted fan stream filled the air with the scent of the herbs. Taehyung eyes widened in curiosity. Taehyung surprised Asian medicine. Jungkook nodded, his tone calm but informative. Jungkook, yes, fix where we known doctor from the jeon destiny. They come from the legend of the minister king, the regretted master. He was the close confidant of the one and only of the soul, as it was known back then. Since Han Taehyung turned to blue eyes full of admiration. Jungkook immediately noticed and his boss was Jungkook mumbling, don't look at him like that. Taehyung blinked in confusion. Taehyung like what? Jungkook crossed his arms, narrowing his eyes slightly. Jungkook nodding like you want to keep him in your pocket. Taehyung clutched under his breath while Taehyung gave Jungkook a light nudge. Taehyung teasingly, are you jealous? Jungkook kept looking away. Before Taehyung could tease him further, Jungkook turned his attention to Minho. Jungkook serious. How much longer will this take? No, just one of the needles carefully before responding. Minho, another 10 minutes. I had already started the treatment before Mr. arrived. He nodded in understanding and observed how Minho worked with precision, his movement confident and practiced. Jungkook stood next to him, his arms still crossed, but his expression softened slightly. Jungkook Minho has already been skilled in Asian medicine. It's no surprise as he grown a great team. Taehyung smiled, praising their decision. They continued talking while waiting, discussing what they had discovered so far until finally Minho stepped back and stared sharply. Minho, we are done for today. His body is responding well to the treatment. Jungkook nodded as he relieved. Jungkook led them inside and they saw Milton sitting on the bed, covered in a bathrobe. His face looked less pale and there was a hint of rosiness in his cheeks, a sign that the treatment was working. Jungkook softly, Dad. Milton lifted his gaze, his eyes sharp despite the tightness in them. Jungkook concerned, how are you feeling? Milton sighed but nodded slightly. No, I'm feeling better, but tell me, where is that vixen? His voice shook with anger and his head clenched into fist. He had already guessed something had happened while he was unconscious. Jungkook took a step closer, his voice calm but firm. Jungkook had her looked up. She won't be able to cause any more trouble for now. Then Jungkook gently pulled Taehyung closer. Jungkook, that this is Taehyung Kim, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Kim. We came here because we had questions that only you can answer. Taehyung was slightly his voice respectfully but steady. Taehyung, hello Mr. Jeon, I know this is sudden, but please take a moment to hear this recording. Milton narrowed his eyes but no, the Jungkook pressed play on his phone. The room was silent, spread from the sound of the recording conversation as the word filled the space. Milton faced and his hand trembled as deep frown settled on his face. Milton stepped Alice. She was the woman. His body shook with and before anyone could react, he suddenly stood up. But the moment he did, dizziness hit him hard and he staggered backward. Jungkook worried that calm down. Jungkook quickly caught him, helping him back on the bed. Taehyung was in shock, his heart pounding. He had never seen such anger from Mr. Jeon before. After a few deep breaths, Mr. Jeon closed his eyes for a moment, tried to steady himself. Taehyung, who had been silent all this time, finally spoke. His voice filled with pain and confusion. Taehyung, who is Alice? Why would she do this to my parents? What kind of grudge did she have against them? A lump from in his head and he swallowed hard, his emotion threatening to overwhelm him. He loved his parents dearly, and their death has been a wound that never truly healed. Milton let out a shaky sign before speaking. Mr. Jeon, Alice Kim, she was Mikhail's adopted sister. Taehyung Ashwad and Mr. Jeon, we all went to the same university. Mitchell and I were best friends, and back then Mitchell was dating Mrs. And as for me, my family had arranged it for me to marry Alice, but everything changed when I met Vena. Jungkook likes totally while Taehyung mind recalled with question. Milton, I went Mina during one of my business trips. Later we found out she was a childhood friend. I fell in love with her instantly and decided to break off my engagement with Alice. Milton paused, his expression darkened as he recalled the past. Mr. Jeon, my parents were furious. They refused to give me my inheritance and I had to start over from nothing. But Vena, she stood by me. She helped me rebuild my career. Together we found a giant group of companies in Busan. Over time it grew and Jungkook later explained it even further. Jungkook stayed silent. The weight of his father was Jungkook serious. What about mom kidnapping? Did it have anything to do with Alice? Taehyung was also keeping thought. If Alice was Milton's adopted sister, why would she go so far to kill his parents? He looked at Milton. He was barely able to whisper. Taehyung, if she was my dad's adopted sister, why did she kill my parents? Milton met his gaze, his own eyes filled with sorrow and regret. There was a long silence before he spoke again. Inside the room, Milton leaned back against the pillow, his fingers slightly trembled as he recalled the past. His voice was heavy with regret as he spoke. Milton softly, Alice, desperate after her plan failed. She ran away. It was who informed us back then when she settled in Busan. After my parents passed away, I found out about their will. He paused, his expression darkened. Mr. Jeon, they divided my inheritance into two halves for Jungkook and the other half from his future child. The decision made my second brother furious because he was the one who helped run the company when my parents dumped me. Jungkook is so frustrated, his body tensing at the mention of the second brother. His mind flashed back to the CCTV footage. He quickly pulled out his phone, his finger moving fast as he brought up the safe clip. Jungkook gently, "Dad, look at this. Isn't this?" He handed up the phone to Mr. Jeon, who phoned at the screen. Milton, breathing slow, his eyes carefully analyzed the footage. His hand tightened around the phone and his gaze turned unlevel. "Mr. Jeon, where was this taken?" Jungkook took a deep breath before answering. Jungkook, the strong possibility that he was the one driving the truck that led Mr. and Mrs. Jeon. Taehyung spoke, his eyes shut, his chest tightened at the mention of the parent bed. The pain was still fresh, still raw when after so many years the mere mention of the night felt like a blab silencing throughout his thread. His breath came out uneven and his vision blurry slightly. Jungkook immediately noticed this from his hand, holding it tightly. His grip from midnight confronting slightly, telling him that he was not alone. Milton was there, retention but close to remain still. Silence his face for now was on something more pressing. Mr. Jeon's hands clenched into fist as he lit after disbelieving scoff. Mr. Jeon angrily, "That's impossible." Back then, Fred was chasing after Mrs. Kim. He was obsessed with her. There no way he would harm her just like that. His voice shook with a mix of fury and disbelief. He wanted to deny it, but the evidence was staring right at him. Then at if realizing something even worse, Milton fled and his entire body tensed. His eyes darkened and his jaw clenched. Milton shouting, "Jungkook, bring that woman to me." Jungkook stared at his father in confusion. Jungkook concerned, "Dad, what do you mean?" Mr. Jeon was cracked as he spoke, his hand trembling. "Mr. Jeon, I want to ask her where the real Vena is. How did I not notice that she was not the same person I felt as a husband? I failed to protect my wife." His breath became eager and his eyes turned as he grabbed Jungkook's waist. Mr. Jeon displayed, "Jungkook, what if something happened to her? What if she..." Before he could finish, his body shook uncontrollably and he gasped for air. Jungkook immediately pressed his father's shoulders down, tried to calm him. Jungkook, "Dad, please calm down. If you get to walk up, it could affect your recovery. We will get to the bottom of this, I promise." Mr. Jeon gritted his teeth, struggling to control his emotions. Jungkook spoke gently but firmly, "Jungkook, it's not safe for you to raise her directly. Remember, she poisoned you. We need to be careful." Milton pushed the bedsheet in frustration but said nothing. Jungkook exchanged a glance with Taehyung before making a decision. "Jungkook, I will go to Seoul and investing second car personally." Milton stared at him, his breath slowly. Milton hesitated. "Are you sure?" Jungkook nodded. "Yes, and don't worry, Dad. Just focus on recovery. After you get better, I will surprise you." A flicker of curiosity crossed tried with surprise. Jungkook grinned slightly but didn't instant. He could glance at Taehyung, who blushed slightly, realized what Jungkook was implying, a grandchild or another one. Its last night has been successfully meted. And above he did push further. Jungkook stood up and pulled Taehyung along with him. "Jungkook, we all leave for now, Dad." Taehyung brought his head respectfully before speaking on a soft at the scenes where Taehyung. Mr. Jeon, please take care of yourself. Mr. Nader, his eyes holding a complicated emotion as he watched them leave. As they walked out, Taehyung held Jungkook hand tightly. His mind was still swelling with emotion, but there was no thought he could push away. Taehyung thinking, I hope the real Vena is still alive and safe even if my parents are gone. At least Jungkook has his family and maybe someday they can be mine too.